Redo You, the podcast that teaches you tools and strategies so you can build the confidence to rediscover and reinvent yourself. With me, Emma Hull, your favorite life coach. Each week, I'll introduce a concept that you can implement right away so you can live your most authentic life. Let's get started. Hello, beautiful. Welcome back to the Redo You podcast. Happy holidays. Firstly, let me apologize for being late with this episode. Full disclosure, I have been quite overwhelmed since I returned from my 2-month trip to Europe. If you haven't been following me on social media, I was in Spain and Portugal for 2 months walking the Camino de Santiago. I walked all the way from Lisbon up to Porto, then to Santiago, and then added on an extra, I think it was 90 kilometers to walk out to Fisterra. Anyway, I am back now. Got the most amazing Christmas tree from Privato. And I thought that I would post today about how to manage the holidays, and in particular about having healthy boundaries during the holidays. Because I don't know about you, but a lot of my clients and my friends, and sometimes myself included, can find ourselves saying yes to stuff that we don't really want to do over the holidays, maybe taking on too much and just getting to the point where we just want to get through it. Whereas instead, what if you were able to actually take care of your central nervous system and be able to enjoy the time together, whatever the holidays mean to you and whoever you spend them with? How does that sound? All right, let's do it. So the first thing to do is really to sit down and think about, like, what do you not want? Our beautiful brains are so much better about going to the negative than the positive. So let's start there. I usually like to start with positive, but let's just work with psychology. What are the stuff that you're a no for, that you don't want to do? Maybe it's like you really don't want to go to visit your brother because you always have to sleep on that pull-out couch and it's really uncomfortable. Maybe you don't want to go to your aunt's because she's always asking when you're going to get married and have children. Maybe you don't want to go outside in the snow. What are the things that you would really rather not do? Make a list of those. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you aren't going to do them, but it's doing that inner work to look and be honest with yourself about what don't you want to do. Then we get to switch and talk about, what do I want to do? Maybe you really want to build a snowman. Maybe you want to go to, maybe you're in Kelowna and you want to go to the sauna and then the cold plunge. Maybe you want to bake tourtière. I don't know. What are the things that you would like to do during this time off? Maybe you'd like to turn off all your devices for a day. Make that list of the things that you would like to do. And now look at those two lists, and you get to decide, perhaps in collaboration with other people as well, depending on what your relationship ecosystem looks like. But what are you going to do? Where are the compromises? Maybe you're like, okay, well, I'll go see my aunt, but as a reward, I'm going to stop at Carrot Chocolate on the way home and get myself a delicious cake. Maybe you say, I will go and see my brother, but we're going to stay in a hotel because I want to sleep comfortably. You get to figure out what you're a yes for and what you're a no for. And then, once you have decided and settled on what feels good in your heart, you are going to give yourself permission to uphold those boundaries without explanation, without having to feel like you have to make excuses. You're just going to say, no, thank you, I'm going to do this. Or, yeah, absolutely, I'll come see you on Boxing Day. I'll be there from 11 until 1. Figure out what works for you. Calmly, gently uphold those boundaries and have the most wonderful holiday season. I'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Redo You podcast. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review, and tell a friend, because together we rise even higher. See you next Friday.